Good afternoon. I'm Father Philemon Petitsos from the St. Constantine and Helen Greek Orthodox Cathedral here in Richmond, Virginia, bringing you today, again, another installment of Ancient Christianity Speaks to Today's World. Readings from the Orthodox Study Bible, published by Thomas Nelson Publishing. And today's reading will be on the priesthood, earthly and eternal. A major theme of the book of Hebrews is the contrast between the earthly, or Levitical, priesthood and the eternal priesthood of Melchizedek, which is fulfilled in Christ. The Levitical priesthood, established by Aaron of the tribe of Levi, is limited simply because those who fill it are ordinary human beings. The Levitical priests carry out God's instructions and assist the people in their worship, but they cannot ultimately reconcile people to God. The mysterious figure of Melchizedek, on the other hand, represents an entirely different kind of priesthood. Melchizedek appears in the book of Genesis, chapter 14, verses 18 to 20. Long before the establishment of the Levitical priesthood, he is given no genealogy, and nothing is said of his death. He receives tithes from Abraham, implying he is superior to Abraham in rank, and by extension, superior to Abraham's descendants, the Levites. Melchizedek is not only a priest, but a king as well. In this dual office, he is able to reconcile the justice of God, the business of a king, with his mercy, the business of a priest. His name means King of Righteousness, and his title, King of Salam, means King of Peace. He may be a theophany, a pre-incarnate appearance of Christ. At the very least, he is a type of Christ, as the author of Hebrews explains in detail. There are several specific points of contrast between the Levitical priesthood and the priesthood of Melchizedek, which is fulfilled in Christ. First, let's look at the priesthood of Levi. Well, his genealogical requirement, the Levitical priesthood is limited to one tribe. It cannot transform mortal and corrupt humanity because it consists of mere men. Second, ordination. The power given at ordination is incomplete. The Levitical priesthood is weak. Its sacrifices have to be repeated, and it cannot perfect the worshipers. It cannot reconcile people to God, nor give them the inner power to obey. The ordination is without direct confirmation from God. Point 3, term of office. The Levitical priesthood is temporary. Since it is composed of mortal men, it requires many members. And point 4, in its moral and spiritual requirements, these must be less than perfection. For the Levitical priests are all created beings subject to sin. Now let's compare that to the priesthood of Melchizedek. As Melchizedek was without earthly genealogy, so is Christ by virtue of his virgin birth. He is God incarnate, immortal and sinless, and therefore his priesthood is able to transform humanity. The power given at ordination is strong and effective. The power of Christ's priesthood is perfect and draws us near to God. His sacrifice is offered once and for all. The Father himself ordains the Son. Since Christ is immortal, the priesthood of Melchizedek needs only one eternal priest. The requirement of perfect holiness is met in Jesus Christ, the only sinless one. He is more than mere man. He is the Son of God. Thank you for listening, and may the Lord bless.